Hello and welcome to another quick look. Me, GamerWolfSix, of another furry visual novel. This one, Supernova, a game about, as I'm bringing up the thing, Supernova is a superhero-themed visual novel set in the fictional city of Nova. Is there, like, any place on Earth called Nova? I don't know. Anyways, the story follows Nick, a college junior who unexpectedly finds himself drawn into a world of superpowered heroes and villains. He has large shoes to fill as he takes over the role of one of the city's most famous superheroes, Templar. After joining a superhero team, the raccoon will be able to choose a mentor to guide him as they tackle all that Nova City has to offer. The visual novel will branch into three routes based on the choice of mentor. The mysterious fox, Mnesis? It starts with an M. Anyways, a cheerful, enthusiastic tiger, Superfang, and the prickly, brash baron in black. I guess the guy in the top right-hand corner. Like, top right-hand corner. Each route will explore a different facet of the story and world as you forge a stronger bond with your chosen superhero and uncover more of what lies beneath the masks. So anyways, before we start, if you're interested in playing this game, you can get it for free on itch.io, but if you want to support the people that make this game and or get the news version earlier, you can go to their Patreon, where it's $3 a month. And I guess I should do the thing to check up when it was last updated. At least on itch.io, May of 2024, as of this video's recording, and there's an update on Patreon in November of 2024. So it's been a hot minute, you know, but I guess it do be like that with everything going on. Anything else? Oh yeah, if you want me to do a Let's Play series of this game, then tell me, and I'll give it a point, which will put it up higher on the user's choice list. And if you have any other games you want me to quick look or do, then tell me, and I'll put them in the quick look section and give them a point for for me to do. Anyways, reset base. Check the settings. Okay, that looks decent. And still what? My jaw hurts. Ooh. What a long morning. I just endured the most brutal midterm of my 3 years in college. Taking this Eon class was a mistake. Econ. Oh, economics. I was like, what is econ? Is that some kind of futuristic class? The knowing America's thing. Yeah, maybe. I might have to drop it and make something else in the fall. Take something else in the fall. I enter my dorm suite, slip out of my shoes, and drop the backpack by the door before I flop onto the tiny couch. Wait, you got a couch? Damn. My roommate Lucas, with whom I share a common room, is at his laptop, furiously typing away at something. Even though he's wearing his oversized headphones, I can still hear the bearing rock music. Yo, Nick, are you free for the rest of the day? Yeah, pretty much. Why? What? I raised my voice a little. I said I'm free. Oh, because he has headphones on. Lucas takes off the headphones, as if he had just noticed he was wearing them, then smiles at me sheepishly. Dude, you would go deaf like that. It's fine. Anyway, you saying you're free? I give him an irritated look before nodding. Damn, I was gonna make a joke, but then I was like, oh, right, it's... Think of that South Park episode with, or episodes where they're, like, superheroes, and he's a raccoon. It's like, ah. Anyways, well, I need to shoot some footage for my independent project, but the place is up in Magnolia Hills. Drive me there? No thanks? Come on, it's not that far, and we'll get to hang out for a bit. Can't you ask Jess? She said she's busy. Please? Maybe. What do I get out of it? With a mischievous grin, the wolf reaches for 2 white slips on his desk. They look like tickets. The department was selling these at a discount, and I managed to snag a couple. I roll into a sitting position, intrigued. baby. Or Jefferson baby? Shit, really? I've been trying to see it for months. And now you can, if you drive me, and carry my equipment, and proofread my script. The tickets are so hard to get, I didn't even hesitate. Hell, at this point, I'm willing to carry Lucas's equipment to Magnolia Hills on foot. Alright, you got it. I'll just get my keys. We exit the suite and head towards the parking garage. As promised, I carry the equipment. Nothing heavy, just a camera, mic, and tripod. Lucas and I climb onto my Jeep. Cheap-ass gray Kia. Where are we heading again? There's an abandoned construction project up in the hills. We have the address on my phone. Should be there in 40 minutes at most. As before, the wolf proves terrible at estimating time it would take to do something. I mean, we got GPSs, right? It's amazing how GPSs, even though there's like traffic and red lights and stuff like that, that could just spend... You can either go right through them, or it could be like, what, several minutes before it turns green? Somehow it usually gets you there at the right time, it estimates. Anyways, it's not rush hour yet, but the traffic is pretty heavy, and it takes us a while to get out of downtown. That's Nova for you. Can't help but envy the superpowered folk that are able to just forgo this mess and fly. So, wait, is this like... they're... Okay, maybe not My Hero... Okay, is it like My Hero Academia where like quite a few people can do it? Or is it just like, I don't know, Marvel or something where like a percentage of a percentage can? I even glanced at the sky, as if expecting to see one of the many superheroes of the city. Just tall buildings and a vast, empty sky. Still tired? Yeah, I just came from the gym. Yeah, it's a gym day. Hey, it's a weekend. Just stressed about midterms. Hopefully you'll be fine. John invited me to a study group. John? We all took History 201 together last year. Remember? German Shepherd, finance major, super hot. From the corner of my eye, I see a sly grin spread across Lucas's face. Ah, I see it how it is. Could the raccoon have a little crush? I just grunt in response. The insides of my ears fleshing? Invited you to a study group, did he? I can picture it already. It's getting late. The others are tired and start leaving, one by one. Soon, it's just you and John. You both reach for a textbook, his paw falling in yours. You gaze into his dreamy eyes, heart racing. Quite the scene, Lucas. Ever consider switching to English Lit? Or trying your hand at fanfiction? Either way, pretty sure John wouldn't be up for it. Yeah? What makes you say that? I can tell when someone is into me, Lucas. The wolf snorts, still grinning. Right. I must admit, the scenario Lucas described sounds more than a little alluring. But I'm confident John's not into guys, or me. Decided to change the topic. What paper was that earlier? Lucas grimaces. Essay for my politics and media class. Not a fan, I take it. It's okay. Actually, the professor is very good. I just don't care for the topic. Wouldn't take it if it wasn't required. Lucas is studying journalism, which means that we've taken some writing class together, but otherwise, his course load is very different from mine. In fact, we met in one of the introductory writing classes freshman year. We became friends after we were partnered for an assignment and exchanged scathing reviews of each other's work, which we, for some reason, found hilarious. Sports is political too, you know? Lucas wants to do sports journalism when he graduates. He played lacrosse in high school, and while he didn't continue his athletic career, he never lost interest. Yeah, tell me about it. Seems every other retired athlete wants to be the governor nowadays. I don't know. That's not quite what I meant, but I let Lucas rant a while about it while I drive us further into the suburbs. Oh, man, this place looks a lot. That's one, like, I was flying through California one time, and it was just amazing because like you're in California and it looks desolate. It's like, you know, badlands, deserts and stuff. And then you get to the city and it's like, holy crap, we're thousands of feet up in the air yet. You can see city for miles. I would never want to live in a place like that. Like, I know where I used to live in like Southeast Texas, there's like a big city, but it's like, you know, there's some greenery and we lived in the edges and stuff. Anyways, compared to the din and excitement downtown, Magnolia Hills is pretty quiet. It is one of the most affluent neighborhoods, so all we see is 1- and 2-story houses and opulent mansions. Most are surrounded by low walls to preserve the privacy of the owners, with cameras installed at the corners to scare away any potential troublemakers. I'm supposed to leave the whole project unfinished here. I'm surprised they'd leave a whole project unfinished here. You'd think the rich a-holes would want the eyesore removed. But Lucas' directions proved correct, and I'm soon parking near a large construction yard with what appears to be a luxury condo, not even halfway finished. The forested hills that stretch further north start nearby. Whoever's building this flattened a sizable portion of the land. Wait, do you even have permission to film here? Why? What do you mean, why? We'd be trespassing otherwise. So, don't tell me my roommate is only raccoon in Nova, is the only raccoon in Nova unwilling to trespass a little. Okay, racist much? Wow, speciesist. And for your information, no, I wouldn't mind. But I'd still rather know what I'm getting myself into. Despite my annoyed tone, the wolf chuckles in amusement. Is he like a wolf like, I don't know, because I wouldn't picture wolf. But, like, I don't know. Sorry, reading yawns. I hate reading yawns. Relax. I did manage to get a permit. Can't submit an official school project with illegal footage, can I? I don't know. I nod, satisfied, and start taking out Lucas's equipment out of the back seat. Why was this abandoned anyway? There was some dispute with the locals, and before it was resolved, the company went bankrupt. The ones who were supposed to take over got mired in yet another court case, and it's been in limbo since. Boring stuff, really. Not boring enough for a school project, it turns out. Or maybe just the right kind of boring. Who knows? University work can be pretty mind-numbing. But, hey, whatever gets you a passing grade. You hop over a shoddy fence, and walk to the center of the construction yard. Lucas takes an appraising look at our surroundings. Alright, good enough. For government work, at least. I'll sit up here for now. You'll chill until I'm done, then we can go up there. He points with his snout toward the half-finished building. That's where I head right away, since it's the only source of shade in the otherwise flat and empty space. I take out my phone while I wait, spending several minutes browsing John's social media. Who's John's? He's much more of a nerd than I thought. Looks like he's been going to a couple of those larger cons these past few years. The ones that they call skinnies or something? I don't know. I veer into fascinating about driving down the coast to attend a convention with him, nerding out for a full weekend, pestering our favorite authors and actors. We could even cosplay together. I've been wanting to cosplay Prince Azura from last year's Guardians of the Stone. Oh, like Guardians of the Galaxy? Yeah, I don't know. There's lots of Guardian things. John would be the prince's dashing bodyguard. Yeah, right. I mutter as I switch over to FurTube. I glance over at Lucas, who is taking a sweeping shot of the construction yard. There's not much there, but I know his neurotic perfectionism has taken over, and he'll take forever to line up the shots he needs. My gaze drifts back to my phone, and a video of my home feed catches my attention. Will-o'-the-wisp destroys flame-spewing idiot. Videos of superheroes giving yet another villain a beatdown are a dime a dozen, but I click anyway. They seldom fail to entertain. The British superhero does indeed give a beating of a lifetime to some polecat that can breathe fire. The footage shot on someone's smartphone. Sorry, pretty off. I hate doing reading-ons because it's like sometimes it happens a lot and then sometimes it doesn't happen and I don't exactly know why. But it sucks because it's like, I don't know. If I'm not reading, then it doesn't happen as much, but you know. It seems to be taking place in the middle of London. I haven't seen this will-o'-the-wisp before, but she dances circles around the polecat. Wait, was it a he? Whatever. Polecat, blinding him with bright flashes of light before punching him at the right angles he doesn't expect. I bark out a laugh when the final blow lands straight into his crotch. That had to hurt. Nick, move your ass out of the shot. I look up to see Lucas waving at me impatiently. Right, sorry. I slide my phone back in my pocket and rejoin my roommates. And you call me deaf. Bill grumbles as I stand by his side. I roll up my eyes. Almost done here? Yep, I just need some footage inside, and a shot of the view from the city from the top. Sure. It's all just bare concrete on the inside, with pieces of rebar sticking out haphazardly from beams and columns. The staircase is just as unfinished, but it looks sturdy enough that I don't fear it will collapse under me. I'm surprised to see no graffiti on any walls. Come to think of it, there aren't any outside it either. I guess Magnolia kids don't care to explore this place. That, or the rich parents won't let them. To be fair, the spot is somewhat removed from the rest of the neighborhood. I regret not having a can of spray paint rolling around my car. Not or do. Yeah. Been a while since I've inflicted my art onto the city's various conveniently available walls. And it's right here, and this right here would make for excellent canvas. When I look around, Lucas sets up his camera again, and takes just a few still shots before removing it from the tripod. Not gonna record your script? Nah, I haven't finished it. I'll do it in voiceover later. I shrug and follow him upstairs. The workers finished constructing 10 floors before the project was abandoned. Boy, that's a lot of floors. That's a high-rise. You'd wouldn't think rich people would want that, I guess. At least not when it's like 1 or 2 stories. There's no easy way to access the very top of the building, so we settle on the last finished floor. The view from here is very nice. I can see the downtown, with its skyscrapers glittering in the late afternoon sun. Further towards the horizon, the ocean stretches on and on. Magnolia Hills itself is pretty charming from up here too. Plentiful trees line the narrow streets, and the lawns are immaculate. I always like it when like cities do the thing where like they have a ton of trees and shit. So like if you're looking at a lowish angle, or you know maybe a bit high but not too high, it's like, oh, it's not just buildings for days. It's like, hey, it's hidden by trees and shit. Mostly. Also, I don't like lawns. I like some grass, but I just hate it where it's like, yep, and we're gonna get this very hot, dry area, and then we're gonna have very lush grass that we're gonna water every single day, and then cut immediately and throw it in garbage bags that'll go to the dumpster. It's like, why? That's so much work for just throwing shit away. Anyways, the views of the suburb where I grew up, further east, are not quite as nice. Next to me, Lucas is taking his landscape shot of the city. Well, it'd be pretty cool to live here, if they ever finished it, right? No, I think it was a bit of an asshole move to cover up the hills with this mess, no? I'm kinda glad it was never finished. Yeah, I guess. You think they'll pick it up again? Doubt it. Locals want the whole thing demolished, and for good reason. Alright, I think I'm done. Shall we head out? Let's stick around for a bit. I like the view. It's too early for dinner anyway. Lucas shrugs as he puts the camera and tripod away, zipping up the bag. He then sits down on the floor next to me, dragging his feet over the edge of the building. I follow suit. So, you saying you want to live it up here when you graduate? I snort. On whatever salary I have? I wish. Lucas grins and nudges me in the shoulder. You never know. You could write a surprise hit. No, I'd rather be an agent or working publishing. You're sure? Your stories aren't half bad, you know? I still can't believe you talked me into showing you my writing. What can I say? I'm very persuasive. He winks at me. I jostle him playfully. Figured your summer plans yet? I have an interview for that internship at FSBC the Monday after spring break. If that works out, I'll be in the city. You should rent with Jess if that happens. I think she's staying in Nova too. Lucas nods. It'd be nice to visit my grandparents though. Been a while since I've been to Peru. And that's a long way. Your dad's still set on vacation in Europe? Yeah, I think I should go. I should be able to do a shorter internship in August, once you're back. Sounds like a plan. Yep. We sit in silence a little longer, watching the sun inch closer to the horizon, enjoying the pleasant breeze. The next few days are going to be hectic. I have 2 more midterms on top of the papers I need to finish up by Monday. It's nice to enjoy a brief reprieve from all that. A few minutes later, Lucas stands, dusting off his shorts. Alright, let's go. I don't want to be stuck here in traffic forever. Oh yeah, get back in a city like this, traffic would be terrible. Fair enough. Lucas offers me a paw, and I let him pull me up to my feet. I'm about to reach for the camera bag when I notice Lucas frowning at something behind me. I turn around to follow his gaze. What's with that look? It takes me a moment to spot an odd glint in the sky above the neighborhood. I realize I'd seen someone flying, and they're headed straight for us. The fuck? Before I can even begin to react, Lucas tackles me to the floor, and right in time. I barely register the red light streaking past before something crashes through the concrete wall behind us. I only begin to lift my head before the second figure touches down on the floor nearby, not even sparing 2 of us a glance. Through the hole in the wall, I see a tall figure, clad in glowing red armor, recovering from his fall. The second figure doesn't waste a moment, rushing through the gap. Lucas is pulling me up, and to the staircase. Holy shit, is that Templar? Yeah, I think so. The fuck? Loud clangs resound from beyond the wall as the 2 opponents clash in superpowered combat. Come on! Lucas goes down a flight of stairs in 2 hops. I almost trip over my feet as I rush to follow. The force of the blows being exchanged upstairs dislodges copious dust from unfinished walls. I swear, I can feel the whole building shake. We're running hard when Templar crashes through 3 landings straight, ending up on the floor below us. So these are the guys. He doesn't look like he would fly, that guy. Lucas and I freeze as the assailant, who I now realize is a wolf with black fur, jumps down after Templar. His paws are surrounded by some strange green energy. He grabs Templar by the neck and punches him in the gut with such force that it sends a shockwave. Chunks of armor are sent flying, but Templar extends his hand, and the mace appears in his paw, which he then swings sideways at the wolf. The mace hits the supervillain in his side, causing them to drop Templar. The armored hero brings the mace around for another strike. Neither of them have seen us, I think. I'm not even sure they registered our presence when they first appeared here on the top floor. Lucas is so tense, I can see his whole body vibrate. I watch the fight with rapt awe before I snap out of it. Go! I whisper yell in Lucas' ear. He nods and starts running down the stairs again. I try to follow, but right as Lucas makes a turn, the fighters Their paws, locked in a grapple, crash through one of the support beams. I yelp as the staircase begins to collapse. Push Lucas out of the way because you're a superhero? I have no time to think. I rush forward and push Lucas hard, directly into the rubble. Shit. He grunts as the shove sends him flying to the edge. He rolls to the side and onto the concrete below. He then disappears from sight in a cloud of dust and debris. I have no choice but to retreat. I'm cut off. Templar and his opponent continuing raining blows on each other while I dash behind a wall, thinking frantically. Nick. The Black Wolf's ears flick at the sound, but he can't afford to be distracted right now. Still, my heart hammers to my chest. I rush over to the side of the building, dropping prone and hanging my head over the edge. I'm fine. Keep going down. Lucas rushes over and looks up at me. Fuck, dude. Just jump. I blink at him in disbelief, flinching when one of the combatants is smashed into the wall yet again. I can't possibly make it. The angle's too awkward, and if I miss, there won't be much of me left to scrape off the ground. The only thing I can do is shake my head. I'll catch you. He braces himself and holds out a hand, as if he expects me to jump. No, I told you, just keep going. The stairs below are fine, right? Yeah, but go. With that, I rush back into the building. I hope Lucas isn't going to do something stupid. At least he has no way of getting back up here, I think. All I can do now is watch this battle play out. Templar is a superhero, one of the best in Nova City, in fact. There's no way he's losing this. I just need to wait this out, stay out of the way, make sure the building is not crumbling under my feet. Once it's safe, I can see if I can clear the rubble blocking the staircase. With any luck, Templar will just scoop me up and deliver me safely himself, or too safely himself. The hopeful thought lingers for a very short time. Lunching when an opening presents itself, and dodging whenever Templar counterattacks, the wolf, slowly but surely, gains the upper hand. With a green energy swirling fiercely around his arms, he lands a devastating blows onto the armored hero. Next thing I know, Templar's on the ground, with the wolf leaning over him, paws interlocked, bringing his fist down at his chest and helm. Again. And again. Shit. More and more cracks appear in Templar's armor, and I can even see parts of his face now. His muzzle's bleeding. The wolf won't let him lift his arm, holding the mace. A slow, horrible realization that I'm watching a superhero lose a fight engulfs me, hammered in deeper and deeper with every blow. I need to do something right fucking now. Not fight, but I can at least distract him somehow. There's a piece of rebar lying next to the collapsed staircase. It's a hardy weapon. I could try something with it. Try and distract? I rush over to grab the piece of rebar, thankful that the canine has his back to me. Gripping the rebar so tight, my claws sink into my palm. I begin to creep forward to the supervillain. Then, over the deafening sounds of his fists meeting Templar's armor, I can hear my own pulse drum in my ears. I yell as I swing the metal, putting all my weight in the blow across the wolf's back. He turns around, surprised, his eyes focusing malevolently on me. Before I can even move a muscle, he swings the back of his fist at me. There's an explosion of pain in my chest. The blow sends me flying. Ugh. I hit the opposite wall and crumple to the floor. The impact has knocked the wind out of my lungs. I can't breathe. Fuck, I can't breathe. I try to inhale, but I just can't. Collapsed lungs? As if the blow caved in my chest. My whole body's on fire. I'm gasping, trying to force something, anything to my lungs. Distantly, I'm aware the fight continues. Perhaps the distraction was enough to let Templar recover. At last, I managed a deep breath, inhaling dust and dirt and sweat. Sweet, glorious air. Slowly, antagonizedly, I managed to go up to my knees. Clutching my chest, I try to figure out if anything's broken. I can't tell. I'm It sure feels like it, but I can move, at least. My eyes are watering, but I try to focus my attention on what's happening in front of me. Templar is indeed back up to his feet, while his armor is in terrible condition. He has the wolf on the ropes now. I can only wheeze as I watch the scene unfold, which is a pity, because for a moment I actually forget about the pain and want to cheer. Templar brings down his mace on the bastard's paw with such force that I hear bone snap. The wolf howls in agony, and for the first time since the fight came to this godforsaken condo, he is on the retreat. Templar presses on, driving him back until the black-clad figure rushes to the open edge and flies off. Of course, it's always funny when it's like, yep, the superhero's powers are they can also fly and stuff. Like, when is it that flying became just kind of a default thing that everyone can do sometimes? Like, let's just say Invincible. Invincible can fly. His dad can fly. The alien from space can fly. That pink girl can fly. The really old guy that touched the orb can fly. There's probably several other people that can fly, you know? It's just like, okay. Why is it that everybody can do that? Anyways. My elation is, at his apparent victory, is short-lived, because Templar suddenly collapses to his knees. I gasp when I get to him. The armor around his torso is in shambles, and parts that are somehow still lingering on him are full of deep dents, and I can see a sickening amount of blood. I think this would be a good thumbnail right here. He pulls off his ruined helm by my approach. To my surprise, Templar turns out to be a middle-aged badger. A badger with blood streaming down the side of his face and from his muzzle. I can't even see his left eye under the flow of crimson. I stand there in shock, not quite comprehending that I'm seeing a superhero in this condition. That was... His voice is raspy, pained, and even though he somehow manages an actual smile. Incredibly stupid, kid. I look around, frantic, trying to decide what to do. My friend was here. Fuck, it's so hard to force the words out. An ambulance must be coming. Don't we have phones? I can feel my phone in my pocket. If it's still intact, I can make the call myself. No, I think that's it for me. I blink at him. What? As if in response, he coughs up yet more blood, then chuckles. Your name, kid? Nick, sir. You're very brave, Nick. I need you to do me a favor. Anything, sir. He nods, a strange expression on his face. Sorrowful. Apologetic? He reaches out with a paw, and I grab it. Before I can try to assist him up, he tightens his grip on me. Promise to use it well. I blink again, unsure what he's saying. He maintains his grip, his intense eyes boring into mine until I nod. The badger lets out a relieved sigh, his paw going slack, and that's when I feel a sudden burning in my wrist. I cry out. I'm on the floor, darkness creeping onto the edges of my vision. Templar is looking down at me with the same odd expression. Where's his armor? Sorry, kid. The last thing I see before I pass out is the superhero topple to the floor next to me. Then it's just darkness. I'm slow to wake up. There's a dull pain in my chest and back. My eyes flutter open, and I find myself in some kind of hospital room. Hey, it looks like the same hospital from that one fighting game, I think. It's very small, cramped even. There's nobody around, and there are no windows. The medical bed I'm on is uncomfortable, but I wince in pain when I try to shift my weight. A synthetic-sounding voice startles me, and I almost fall off the bed. Good evening, Mr. Saunders. I look around to identify the source of the voice, but nobody's there with me, and I can find no other source. It seems to be coming from somewhere above me instead. Hello? What's happening? I hear a slight humming noise before the voice speaks again. You are in a safe location. You were picked up by Superfang. My mind races as I recall the events prior to me losing consciousness. Lucas's shoot in the construction yard, us chilling on the building, the crash, the fight, Templar. Did Templar make it? The humming again. I'm not at liberty to elucidate. Elucidate? Wouldn't it be elaborate? I don't know. What about Lucas Rodriguez? Yeah. The Colpio that was at the place. Colpio? No civilian casualties were reported. I take even breaths to try to slow down my heartbeat. Then, search my surroundings as I run my paws through my head fur. No sign of my phone or my wallet, or my clothes for that matter. I'm wearing some kind of hospital gown. Are you my doctor? I'm not a medical professional. I am Gil, a virtual assistant. It is, however, my assignment to ensure you are at the moment. To ensure your care at the moment. Where am I? I'm not at liberty to elaborate. Elucidate. Elucidate? I've never seen that word before. There's one door leading out of the room. I suspect I'm supposed to wait. I still decide to get up to stretch my legs. Gil doesn't object. I'm not in as much pain as I thought, although my body is very sore. How long have I been here? You've been conscious for 37 hours and 8 minutes since you were first brought here. It's been 7 minutes since your awakening. I am a little unnerved by the presence of a computerized assistant, who I can only hear. Anything wrong with me? Multiple concussions, minor blood loss, fracture to the scapula. None of these conditions are life-threatening. Contusions, not concussions. Like, how do you get multiple concussions? That sounds bad. I sigh, somewhat relieved, and make the mistake of rolling my shoulders. A piercing pain in my left side announced the presence of the fracture Gil just mentioned. I take a moment to recover, then walk towards the door. There's no handle. Please refrain from attempting to access the rest of the facility. The team has been alerted to your awakening. I nod and step away, contemplating the implications. Gil said Superfang picked me up from that condo. Templar's teammate. I hope that means they came in time to save Templar. It looks like I'm about to meet the rest of the Sentinels. As in on cue, someone steps through the wall right next to me. Literally through the wall. Oh fuck. I stumble back, gasping. I recognized Unbound, of course. The bear is wearing a signature white and purple costume, face hidden behind a mask. Her eyes and brown muzzle visible. Her form is oddly blurry as she steps through. Steps through, but takes on a more solid appearance almost instantaneously. My apologies, I didn't mean to startle. It doesn't sound all that apologetic, but I nod, my mouth dry. I'm standing in front of another superhero. I swallow, but before I can say anything, she angles her muzzle up towards the ceiling. Gil informed the others to gather in the meeting room as soon as possible. Baron in Black, Mnesis, and Superfang have been alerted. Thank you. Unbound turns to me. Come. She exits the room through the wall, and for a moment I'm left to stare at a gate. There's a click at the door, and it slides aside, opening the way. I find myself in a dimly lit hallway, which looks nothing like what I've seen in any hospital. Am I in the Sentinel's secret base? The nerd part of me wants to dance in excitement. This isn't the time. Not when I have no idea what's going on. As if a superhero rescued me from that condo. Even if a superhero rescued me, I would expect to be dumped at the nearest hospital. Well, maybe not nearest hospital, hopefully one that's within my care package. So, what am I doing here? Unbound strides ahead of me, and I try to catch up. Is Templar okay? He was in pretty bad shape. The superhero stops and gives me a long, searching look that makes me rather uneasy. Templar passed away before any of us were able to get there. Oh. My heart sinks into my stomach. I was a witness to the death of one of the greatest superheroes in Nova City, if not the entire country. This feels unreal. Come. Dozens of questions are on my tongue, but Unbound seems too impatient to talk. We walk through another door that slides open at our approach and cross a short catwalk into another hallway. I suspect Unbound to be taking shortcuts with her superpower, but she's not, for my benefit I assume. Normally, I'd be trying to get glimpses of as much of this place as I can, but the news of Templar's death has me too distracted. She takes me by surprise when we step into a bright, circular room with an upraised platform in the middle. There is a thick, round table standing there. In the middle of the holographic projection floats above it, displaying some data I have no frame of reference to understand. The walls of the room are littered with large monitors displaying dozens of images and video feeds. 5 seats are arranged around the central table, but only one of them is occupied at the moment by Mnesis. The hood is usually enormous to conceal his face down. A disco mask covers the domino mask, not disco. Mask covers the fox's eyes. He's holding a Rubik's Cube, which disappears promptly into the folds of his outfit at your approach. His whiskers twitch. Oop. And he leaps from his seat. Nick? Good to meet you. I am somewhat taken aback by his friendly tone, a sharp contrast to Unbound, who has been deadly serious so far. Mnesis shakes my hand, smiling, then puts a paw on my back and nudges me toward one of the empty seats. Good to meet you too, Mnesis? Mnesis? I need to. This is very awkward. I take a seat anyway, fidgeting nervously. Unbound is still standing there, looking at the wall display. Hope you don't mind that we looked at your driver's license. I don't know who we're dealing with. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. But, why am I here? Mnesis tilts his head to the side, then points to my right hand. Huh? I just now notice that there's a coppery red band around my wrist. At first, I think it's plastic, but when I touch it, I realize it's in fact metal. It sits incredibly snug and feels almost weightless. If I wasn't looking at it, I wouldn't know it was there at all. The surface is very smooth, even though there's some images engraved onto it. I gave Mnesis a confused look. What's this? Well, you know. The source of Templar's powers? He frowns at my dumbfounded look. I think this means you're a successor. The hell he is. I swivel my chair in the direction of the new voice. And he looks so weird. Was it not Frostpunk, not Cyberpunk, steampunk gimp suit guy? Bared in black, in his full steampunk getup and holding cane, walks into the room. He is wearing an intricate clockwork mask, and is otherwise covered head to toe, to the point I can't even tell what species he is. Despite not seeing his eyes, I can feel him glaring at me. I sink further into my chair. Mnesis waves a paw and Baron dismissively. I turn my face back to the fox. What do you mean by that? What you just heard. The bracelet is passed from one person to another, and It is what makes one Templar. I don't know how or why, but we find it on your wrist. The Baron stands next unbound, continues to glare at me. Why is he sitting here? Before anyone can answer, the final member of the team runs into the room through an entrance on the opposite side. Unlike the rest of his teammates, Superfang is not wearing a mask, and I can see his tiger's face in full. Sorry. There's a robbery on 3rd, so I made a brief detour. Where the hell is your mask? What? We're in HQ. His gaze finds me, and he smiles sheepishly. Whoops. The tiger seems familiar. Wait, Vince Morelli? Everyone is staring at me now. Superfang. Vince blinks. Vince blinks several times. Do we know each other? Yeah, we went to the same high school. I was a sophomore when you graduated. Baron in black buries his mask in his palm, then looks at Superfang. God fucking damn it. Great job, champ. Just what we needed, a high school reunion. The tiger looks mortified as he shuffles over to take a seat. By the way he keeps peeking at me, I can tell he doesn't remember me. I'm not that memorable, am I? Anyway, I thought I instructed Gil to have him. The Baron waves his paw in my direction. Locked up? What gives? I decided it would be expedient if we heard what happened from him directly, right here. I'm confident he does not present a threat. I sure don't. Especially with how small I'm feeling at the moment. I wish the Baron would stop glaring at me. Knowing an actual superhero dislikes me, for no reason I can comprehend right now, is making me agitated. How do you have that bracelet? I glanced down at the metal band. No idea how it ended up on my wrist. I think Templar gave it to me? The Baron snorts. Now why the fuck would he do that? Unbound raises her paw to silence him. Nick, you can tell us what happened before... Wait, can you tell us what happened before you found yourself here? In detail, please. I bite my lip before nodding. I tell them everything. How we drove to Magnolia Hills. Luke's decision to film on the top floor of the abandoned construction. We saw 2 figures flying at us. The fight. The smashed staircase. My attempt to distract the superpowered assailant. The way Templar drove him off before collapsing. Our final conversation. He then asked me to promise to use it well, and then... I think for a moment, trying to collect my thoughts. There was a burning on my wrist, and then I was on the floor. It was all very blurry. That's when I passed out. There's a long silence after I finished speaking. Unbound exchanged a look with Baron that I can't quite read, while Superfang and Mnesis both stare down at the table. I look at the tiger. Seems like he slipped his mask back on while nobody was paying attention. It's kind of adorable, and would have me chuckling in another circumstance. The friend I mentioned, Lucas, do you think if he made it out fine? I see Mnesis, who responds. He was fine. We exchanged a few words after Superfang took you and Templar away. Relief washes over me. Gil mentioned there were no casualties, but that could have meant any number of things. There's another long silence. The Baron is the first to speak up. This is all bullshit. Why would he give his power to you? Templar has a son, for fuck's sake. He has a daughter too, you know. Right. Regardless, why would he give the bracelet to some rando? I hug my shoulders and look down. It's a pretty good question. Well, it could be a thing where, like, if he dies, it goes away or something like that, you know? So, you know. I can't think of what kind of thing like that is in other media. I mean, I guess there's like My Hero Academia and all that, but still. One I don't have an answer to. Frankly, part of me thinks this is some kind of joke. It's obvious the others don't have a retort either. Besides, why the fuck would he believe any of that? Why the fuck would we believe any of what he said was true? For all we know, he attacked Templar and took the bracelet by force. Didn't look it to me. Superfang says almost in a whisper, not quite meeting his teammate's eyes. You know the boy wouldn't be wearing it if the artifact didn't consider him worthy. The fact is, the bracelet's on Nick, and despite our best efforts, we've been unable to remove it. It makes sense they would try that, I suppose, but the thought still makes me uncomfortable for some reason. Maybe he needs to do it himself, so I'll ask nicely, hand over the bracelet. I just sit there, unable to articulate a single thought. Templar said to use it well. It's obvious he meant this bracelet, his powers. But I'm no superhero. What the hell am I doing? Can you take it off, Nick? I place my paw on the band. It's slightly warm to the touch. We're trying to cooperate. I try to slide a finger underneath the bracelet, but it's wound so tight around my wrist that I can't. The metal's very thin, and it's hard to get any kind of grip. I turn my wrist, examining from all angles. There's no point where the two sides connect. It's like the bracelet is one single piece. I try sliding it down, but my paw is far too large to fit through. The Baron huffs impatiently. Useless. Just let me... That's enough, Baron. Unbound turns to him, her tone calm but firm. I think you, of all people, would respect Templar's wishes. The Baron rounds on the bear, his mask glinting menacingly. I respect his legacy, and I know his most prized possession wouldn't fall to a fucking high schooler. Now that is a question, how did the other high school, or college student, become a superhero? I'm in college. That earns me another glare from the Baron, and a check from Mnesis. I think it's clear, at least, that we can't remove the bracelet against Nick's wishes. We could still chop off his arm. I recoil, clutching at said arm, as if I'm about to be strapped to an operating table. Mnesis growls. I'm joking. You fucking people. The Baron glances over at Superfang, who has been very quiet so far. You'd think he wouldn't be able to hear very well since his ears are encased in a thing. Care to weigh in, champ? Tiger shakes his head. The look on his face is that of a cub watching his parents argue. Baron snorts again. Also, how does he breathe in that, too? I don't see any holes. So what now? We welcome the new Templar into our ranks? Throw a little party, balloons, cake? I gape at him. I'm not Templar. No shit. I can't be a superhero. I was studying for college, gah. The Baron lifts a paw in a see what I'm talking about gesture. I can't deal with this right now. I need to speak with Sar about the funeral arrangements. What about you, Knucklehead? How about you knuckleheads call me when you've managed to dislodge your muzzles from your asses? Ooh. With that, Baron leaves the room faster than any of his teammates can object. Mnesis, next to me, rubs his eyes. Sorry about that, Nick. Baron is not taking Templar's death well. I can clearly see that. He was joking, right? About my arm? Yeah. Wow. The tiger doesn't sound very confident, as I would have liked, or nearly as confident. I hug my arm again. Mnesis glances between me and Superfang. You two really know each other? Yeah, from Greenville High. There's a flash of recognition in the tiger's eyes. Oh, Nick Sanders, right? Saunders. Superfang gives me a toothy grin. Yep, I remember now. You were that scrawny raccoon from the drama club. Yeah, that's me, alright. I wasn't that scrawny, though. I think. Actually, Vince himself has bulked up a lot since high school. He must be twice as wide as he was in senior year. It's all muscle too. I wonder if he was already superpowered back then. God, it's surreal to sit with a guy I used to go to school with, who, turns out, is one of the most popular superheroes out there. So, how long ago did this happen to you? His smile widens. Freshman year of college. Crazy, right? You've no idea. There's a brief silence after that. I try not to stare too hard at any of the superheroes around me. Unbound, who's been gazing after Baron this whole time, lost in thought, turns to me. Nick, I understand this is a lot to process. Templar was an integral part of our team, and its loss will be felt for years to come. I do not expect you to replace him. To be honest, I don't think you can. But it appears that fate has conspired to place this responsibility on your shoulders, and I need to know that you're what you intend to do with it. I squirm under intense scrutiny. I don't think I have a choice, do I? You absolutely do. Not truly, no. Mnesis and Bound speak in unison, then exchange frowns at their wildly different responses. Vince, meanwhile, regards me with curious eyes. I take a shuddering breath. I need some time to think about it, I suppose. Unbound nods and waves a paw around. You should linger here for now, to recuperate and ensure your safety. We didn't know if the one who killed Templar might come looking for you. Did we say who it was that... I guess since we told the whole story. Gil, was Nick's phone intact? It was. Gil's synthetic voice replies, I forgot about his in presence. Then, I suggest you call your loved ones to assure them that you're safe. Of course, they cannot know the truth of any of this. You're officially at the St. George Memorial Hospital. Is that correct, Gil? It is Unbound. I nod to everything the bear is saying. Oh, yeah. As antagonistic as Baron has been, Unbound's tense, piercing gaze has left me more unnerved. I feel a paw land on my shoulder. I'm here if you want to talk about all this. I'm gonna be around too. Just ask Gil to let us know if you want to chat. Thanks. I realized Unbound intends to guide me back to the medical room, so I rise from my chair for now. Mnesis and Superfang starts talking about something I can't quite make out as we leave the room. I think as we're doing that scene change, it's a good time to call it. So, that's going to be the end of this, not cheap play, quick look. So, I have to give a big yawn, Yeah, that's a long day. So, please comment, cause I like comments, how much you like, dislike, tips, tricks, otherwise. If you like my YouTube and like Sick Grow, then please like, subscribe, and check out the videos of Epic Grow, and please remember to spay new and must have control of the pet population. And again, if you want to play this game, it's available free on itch.io. But if you want to support the people that make this game and or get the newest version earlier, you can go to Patreon where it's $3 a month. Early access build 1 month. But that's not going to be the end. Oh yeah, and if you want me to do a Let's Play series of this game, then tell me, and I'll get a point. We'll put it higher on the user's choice list. And if you have any other quick looks you want me to do, then tell me, and I'll both give it a point in the user's choice list, and, put it in the selection. Maybe fast track it in the quick look things. At least from when I get the comment to when I do the video, But yeah, that's not the end of this one, so, because we gotta figure out what we're doing next week, which is quick looks. So we have 4 left. Random number generator of destiny. Give me a sign. My sign says go to the bathroom. Number 3. Uno, dos, tres. SH, whatever that is. Boop. It's taking a hot minute to load. There we go. Okay. Boop. Boop. It was silver something. Silver Haven? E. Silver Haven, a game whose audio I should probably do that too. Hyena. A game about, as I'm bringing up the thing, Silver Haven is a furry adult, kinetic visual novel set in the fictional world of Shadre? I've completely forgotten what the fuck the word kinetic means. You know, kinetic visual novel. 3 colossal super corporations hold domination over Helon, the most technologically advanced country in the world. It do be like that. As insatiable greed, hunger, and for power, and a relentless drive to control and exploit the newfound meta resource consume the companies. The board is set for a cataclysmic clash. I can read. A corporate war is on the brink of eruption, but who will seize the opportunity for the first move? Also, probably should make sure. I mean, there wouldn't be any wieners on the first screen, right? All the story of young gray wolf, Ivan Davenport, who lives a monotonous life under these increasingly gray skies. When the storm arrives, the cannon will be swept away into a new life of dark secrets, power struggles, hidden agendas, where he will meet allies and enemies and encounter passions and perils he never imagined. Answers lie in the oncoming storm, where the journeys of heroes and villains will determine the future of Helon and the world. So if you want to play this game, it's available free on itch.io. Let's see. There was an update 5 days ago, as you know, recording this, and you know, you can see when I recorded it. And sorry if I irped there. I felt like something was coming out. Do they have a Patreon somewhere? They have Discord's an external link? What is that? Subscribestar? Their end project websites. I love that Subscribestar thing. You just click on the date and it's like the early access to visual novel updates. Yeah, $5 on Subscribestar. And until next time, and another quick look by me, GamerWolfSix, of some of the game. That being this one, Hyena. So thanks and see ya.